All right, what's up, guys? Kevin Strange here. I've never done one of these little personal vlogs before, but I wanted to. We've talked a lot on the podcast and our road vlogs, and also on the website and Facebook about our new releases this month. But I just wanted to personally like put an image, put visuals to what we've been talking about all month with our new releases. So I've got my newest book, um, the planet, the last gig on planet Earth, and other strange stories by Kevin Strange is newly released here from Strange House this week, and I just wanted to come on here and show you guys this beautiful cover art from Carrion House, who's a new author or a new artist that we've just started working with McHumans was our first try working with him, and we loved that. He came in with the art so quick, and it was so cool that we immediately did another wanted to do another project with him. So we did my short story collection that we put out. I don't want to say it was rushed, but it wasn't planned until about a month before the release. Here comes my kitty. Come on, kitty. Say hi, Rocco. Say hello, Rocco, kitty. But I've had these stories in my drawer for around 2 years, and just sort of pulled them out last minute. We had a project that needed to be moved from our summer schedule to our fall schedule, and I had been planning on putting out the last gig and one other novella as sort of a small double novella collection. But I had all of these short stories from around the same era, just sitting in my drawer, never really to be seen. A couple of them I've released here or there, but they were all supposed to be part of a collection from 2012, and I just sort of decided that I was really getting into Bizarro and really wanted to kind of do more things like Vampire Guts and Nuketown and Roboto Apocalypse, and I didn't really feel like the stories from this era, from the last gig on Planet Earth era, fit that style that I was kind of trying to push as my author style. And then we were sort of put in a position where we needed another release for the summer 2013 release schedule, and I decided, you know what, all the stories in this that go along with the last gig sort of have the same feel. They were all written at the same time when I was in college, and I say it was before I discovered Bizarro, but I believe that the Hack movies are all Bizarro. If I would have written them in novel, if I would have written something called Colonel Kill Motherfuckers in Bizarro form and wrote a slasher satire, or in book form and created a slasher satire, it would be a Bizarro book. Same with Cockhammer and Stiff Jobs, and I believe I was participating in the Bizarro genre as a filmmaker before I discovered the literary movement and sort of joined forces with that. So this collection is sort of what I wrote before that. Whenever as I left film, and I wanted to try my hand at more serious fiction. Let's not use the word serious. How about more traditional horror fiction? I'd never done that. I've never written traditional horror in my scripts before, so I wanted to put together I started writing short stories and sort of trying to learn a more traditional style. And I think I succeeded. I mean, I love the stories in the collection. They just aren't what I was going for at the time as I was trying to build a name for myself as a bizarro hardcore horror author. So, due to necessity, I pulled them out of the drawer and I put them out in this collection. And I really, it's also got a really cool back cover. It's a little dark. I still want to fix it up a little bit, but it's very cool back cover image as well. And the book has uh, table of contents, obviously, and it's got an author's note where I sort of reiterate the things that I just talked about. Um, And then what I did was for the novella, which takes up the majority of the book, The Last Gig on Planet Earth, I actually have these chapter markers that I think are pretty neato. And then I put a little elder sign. They're not chapters, but I put them at the beginning of each section. I guess they're chapters, but they're not numbered chapters. So, and then each one has a thing, and then an elder sign at the top, because The Last Gig on Planet Earth is a Lovecraftian horror tale. So it involves the Necronomicon and Nyarlathotep, and sort of uses him as a boogeyman, as a sort of a more of a dream figure that haunts the main characters, than an all out boogeyman. Like I used him again in McHumans, and I used him more of as a monster in McHumans than I did here in this story. It's not even really my favorite character in the Cthulhu mythos, but for whatever reason, he worked for those two stories, and I really liked the way I kind of used him as a mouthpiece of the Elder Gods and sort of an interpreter, explaining to the humans what's about to happen to them. But anyway, so then I have a whole bunch of other there's a whole bunch of other stories in here that are all pretty cool. We got God's Act, real cool story. Really nobody's ever read, called The Two Hands. I'm really eager to hear what people think of that story, because it's one of my favorites I've ever written. But then at the end we have some story notes. I just go a little bit more in depth into each of the stories there, give you a more insight into their creation and what I was trying to convey there. And of course, my beautiful visage there in the end. And then what else is in here? We have I put we of course we put those like Goosebumps-esque teasers at the end of each book. Here's our buddies at Rooster Republic Press, another Bizarro publishing house, small press company that I like to help promote. They're good to us. We're good to them. And then we put the little teaser for the Strange vs. Lovecraft anthology in there as well. And we used Jason Wayne Allen's story, The Horror at the Garsmouth Orgy, for the final little piece here for the teaser. And that pretty much rounds out the book. And I want to thank everybody again who picked it up in ebook yesterday. It was the debut, and you guys came out and you bought it, and I appreciate that. Like I said on Facebook this morning, these stories are really these aren't easy to write. The traditional horror stuff is not as easy to write for me as it is for me to write some crazy story about nuclear mutants or giant robot Barack Obamas. That stuff comes a lot easier to me, and I don't want to say that stuff's not close to my heart, because that stuff's it's my personality. That's me. When you hang out with me, that's me. But whenever I try to do traditional horror, it takes more effort, and it's a lot. So I'm a lot more vulnerable as an author whenever it comes to presenting stories like this to my audience, because I'm not sure how they're going to be received. People don't generally get this kind of stuff from me, so I'm nervous to hear what you guys think and see your reviews as they come through. And don't forget, you can pick this up also on Amazon for $11.99 in paperback, or you can pick it up from us from one of our shows for $15. It's a little bit more expensive at the shows because we have more overhead, but also you don't have to pay shipping. So I think it winds out to be about the same. You're going to pay $16, $17 if you buy on Amazon to get it shipped to your house, or you can pay $15 at a show from us. We got a bunch of shows coming up. Strangehouse.com, strangehousebooks.com/tour will tell you where our shows are coming up. We're going to Louisville, Kentucky for Fright Night Film Fest in a couple of weeks. But definitely keep listening to the podcast. Reading to Monsters on iTunes. You can subscribe to that. We're on Stitcher. Our ebooks, we read from a selection from our ebooks every Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Strangehousebooks.com/podcast. So definitely, you guys are I know you guys are listening to the podcast, and you guys are buying the books, and you're coming out to the tours, and I love all you guys. I really appreciate it. This has been the most successful artistic endeavor of my life. We just keep growing every month. I gotta, give it up to my team, Sean Ferrari, Jeremy Daniels, and Don Noble, who without those guys, it would not be possible to do to bring things to the level that we've brought them for Strange House Books, where we're putting out 12 plus books a year, um, and it's overwhelming. Thank you guys, I appreciate it, and I will hopefully, if this goes over, if you guys like this little personal vlog here, start doing one of these a week or something too, maybe once a month. Little Rocco here will regale you with tales from the road. So see you, gang.